walked off and called the cops and came back. It's like, dude, I just called the cops. I'm like, dude, I just called the cops. I'm like, okay. I looked around and there was a bunch of bloody people everywhere.
Yeah, I had blood on my jacket, not my own. I had blood on my boots, not my own. And blood on my pants, not my own. I didn't bleed.
So Kyle, do you want to introduce yourself really quick?
Do you want me looking at you or do you want me looking into the camera? Alright. Well, it was outside of Caps because it was closing time. Next thing I know, I heard, I'm pretty sure it was my buddy Graham. Pretty sure. He said, what was it? Called some guy a fag. And then I heard, did you just call me a fag? Buddy Graham says, yeah, what are you going to do about it? And I just remember seeing his arms come down, and I was like, oh great, yeah, he's about to get punched in the face. And I just remember going, whoa, break it up here, just trying to calm it down. And the other guy's like right here, and then somebody from over there came across my shoulder here with an elbow like this, which connected right about here. Yeah. And then I don't remember anything. Next thing I know, I wake up, I take a quick assessment of what's going on around me, and I see my buddy Con is over on the ground, knocked out cold. I hear crying and screaming. I look around and I see Mikey's got a bloody nose. My buddy Aaron was pretty bloody in the face area, had a couple big marks from rings on his forehead. Who else got hit? Oh yeah, my friend Maddie, she got hit in the head a couple of times. My friend Tyler Joe, she got hit in the head a couple of times. Buddy Zach, no, it was Jerry. Jerry had a broken nose. Generally, it was sort of like chaos.
What do you know about this new bar that opened, the Underground?
I know it's the owner of the Royal that opened it and closed the Fairhaven. He opened it up to make a dance club that was targeted to, I don't know, pretty much jocks and whatnot, but Western. I know he didn't take in consideration of the area at all. Now he decided to open up a dance club between two, kind of a rock club and a dive bar where a lot of the same people kind of hang out, which are kind of mutually clash, I think, a lot.
Heather, will you walk us through the geography of downtown Bellingham?
Okay, I might fuck this up, so.
If you don't know what downtown looks like, because you haven't gotten out of your dorm room recently, there's a couple of main streets downtown. Chestnut and Holly run parallel.
It's gonna be Holly Street.
And you have Railroad, State, and on the other side, Commercial, and then Cornwall.
Over here, this is Railroad.
Caps and the Underground are on Chestnut before State. I'm not freaking Google Maps.
Caps is what is known as a dive bar. This is where you have old men sitting at the counters with their hands in their heads on a Monday at 10 a.m. Yeah. Then over here, we've got the new, oh wait, not the nightlight, the Underground. And then over here, we have the Shake Down. Now over here is the Royal. The Royal has bros and floozies. Bros and floozies are, well, come on, we all know what bros and floozies are.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about the demographic of the Royal as you see it?
Bros and hoes. White hats. Guys wear white hats with the sticker still on them, even though the hat's all dirty, and they keep the sticker on there just to say, oh, it's brand new hat, look, sticker, great, yeah.
Alright, so Caps and the Shakedown both, you know, sort of get the rock and roll crowd, as it were.
What about the demographic of people that go to CAPS or the Shakedown?
Different.
How
So
so?
many fights happening there.
Surprisingly, with how angry everybody looks. And it's the strange thing is they give stamps out at the Royal and the Underground for going back and forth between them just down that alley.
Here is what we like to call now the Danger Alley.
And so you just get a lot of...
Horrible idea.
Why is that a horrible idea?
You're going to see a lot more fights in the alleyway where there isn't any sort of police or any watch.
Because your stamp works at both the Royal and the Underground, Drunk Bro wanders over here, wanders down the Danger Zone, and into the Underground. So all of the rocker kids and the alternative kids like to migrate between CAPS, which has the cheapo drinks, and the Shakedown, which has the good shows. See, this right here is where their paths intersect. This is where problems sometimes happen.
It doesn't really make sense to open up a rock club next to Royal, so why does it make sense to open up another Royal next to a completely opposite demographic?
It's mixing people that generally wouldn't mix on their own accord.
I think that the fights that Mikey and Kyle described were inevitable.
Yes, 100%. Before this bar even opened up, we were talking about how if you have one bro bar in between the two punk rock bars in town, it has to be a fight. It has to happen. Because these kids look at those kids and go, look at those fools. And these kids look at those kids and go, look at those fools. And inevitably somebody goes, hey, watch it, faggot. And someone goes, what'd you call me? And that somehow leads to some sort of testosterone-fueled bar fight.
It's basically a call for more police force, which we already have a lot of.
Like we need more.
A lot of which is already posted in front of the Royal pretty much every night, and that's tax money right there that's pretty much wasted in my opinion.
I think that anytime you have liquored up alternative kids and liquored up bro kids interacting in this X right here, there's going to be problems. And you can even see that because outside of the Royal, there's always, here, do the little cop present. Actually, I have a better way to describe it. Big presents. And you'll notice in the last couple of weeks that over here, all of a sudden, in this continuation of the alley, which is not a danger alley, but it's just a continuation of this alley, all of a sudden, we're seeing piggies. Which just shows that this is the problem area, and this is the problem area.
Why is it that you think that people don't fight at the Shakedown and CAPS the way they do at the Royal?
I think that the community involvement's different.
Yeah.
I think there's...
What do you mean by that?
I don't think people want to fight at CAPS and that because there's a respect for the place.
Seen a fight at CAPS.
I've seen a fight at CAPS before too, but it's a lot less frequent. I think when people actually care about the establishment that they're partaking in, they're more likely to be respectful to other people in the establishment, including the establishment itself. When you kind of cater to people that just want to be there so they can fuck and fight and be wasted, then if you're going to cater to that crowd, then that's your community involvement is making that happen more often, which is why they call for cops. Like if your entire purpose is to simply capitalize without any sort of moral or ethical involvement in your business, then you're going to basically be hindering the community rather than adding to it. So,
Do you feel like there's a solution to this problem, or do you think it's just the way it's going to be?
I think that in a college town there's an inevitable clash of kids getting too drunk and trying to prove their manliness, and there's going to be fights no matter what. I think that this combination just happened to put two sort of volatile people in one very volatile area. So this might have aggravated the situation, but fights still happen. It's just what happens.
Thanks, Heather.
You know them dead.
Dude, I swear it was Graham, dude. I swear Graham
Well,
called me
reality,
back.
Graham was like, dude, Kyle got knocked out. It was those assholes, and then they.
You know what might have happened? I might have got knocked out, and then Graham might have walked away to you to say that I got knocked out.
That's exactly what fucking happened.
Well, that doesn't change the fact that Graham called him a fag.
Except for it makes it sound like he started the whole fucking
He
fight.
fucking did.
I would give this feeling that it might have been you.
Maybe.
Because nobody said a fat guy started the fight. Well, just says like, oh, this skinnier guy got knocked out and like shit went downhill from there.
I didn't call anybody a fag. All I was trying to do was make sure that no fight started, and maybe I inadvertently started a fight by trying to make sure that didn't happen. How does that make sense?